Hello everyone. This is Dr. Ron, and I'm back at you once more with a new episode of Boomer Life Lessons and Stories. I sometimes wonder to myself if the fact that my generation is called Boomer, the Boomers, if that kind of works against the good news type of message I'm trying to promote among my viewers. In some venues, I think Boomer is a negative connotation. But in another sense, it really is one of those generational type tags that each generation gets. We have the boomers, Generation X, we have the millennials, right? So I think that society today, modern society, loves to put tags on things and people. And some of that maybe is good, some of it is maybe not so good. But in any case, I hope that you guys out there that listen to me understand that I have nothing but your well-being in mind, and me trying to help by sharing the lessons that I've encountered in my life and the lessons that I've learned myself. Okay, enough of that long kind of intro. What are we going to be talking about today? Well, before we go there, if you could do something else for me, perhaps you could ring that bell and like, share, and subscribe. That would help me, of course, with this YouTube attitude, and I would be able to help others by reaching more people. And if you do that, I would be extremely grateful. Okay, so the new episode number 47. Oh, and I'm easily distracted, as you can see. 47 is significant. We're getting close to 50, and that will be another major milestone on this channel of us reaching out, trying to help others. If you could leave me some notes down below and let me know what you think. We've received many good comments recently, and that is so very, very helpful to us. And it knows that we are being helpful and doing the right thing for you. And of course, in my perspective, it is all about you. Okay. So the new episode is entitled Self-Fulfilling Prophecy and the Power of Positive Thinking. That's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? But really, it's a very important thing for people to think about. Our self-image is so very, very important. And our self-image shapes how we think about things, and it shapes how we interrelate with other people. And so if we're not very high on ourselves, and I'm not talking about being arrogant. There's a difference between being confident and competent and being arrogant. You don't want to be arrogant. But if we're confident in what we can do, if we're capable individuals and we're energetic, and we're going to talk about energetic in just a moment, we can reach out and affect change. And what is change that we affect today? It is our future that becomes reality tomorrow. So what we want to do is affect a positive change for ourselves and for our family by doing the things that are necessary and sufficient in a positive way today, so that when we arrive at tomorrow, it is a good place for us and, of course, our family. So this idea of positive thinking is so very important. And by the way, even though I've used that as part of the theme in many of my past episodes, I didn't originate it. It's something that many great thinkers have talked about and authors have written about. As a matter of fact, in 1952, a long time ago, there was a gentleman who wrote a book called The Power of Positive Thinking. His name was Norman Vincent Peale. And by the way, it was a bestseller immediately when he wrote it. And it stayed on the bestsellers list for many, many, many years. What many people kind of lose track of is the subtitle. And the subtitle is so very important as well. He called it, the subtitle, The Practical Guide to Mastering Everyday Living. That is a great subtitle. You could even put that as the primary title, and then the subtitle be The Power of Positive Thinking. But maybe it wouldn't have turned out as well as it did. But I love the subtitle, because what is the power of positive thinking. It's how you live your daily life, how you conduct yourself. And it's really where your self-image meets reality. And that would be interacting with other people to accomplish something, either for yourself or your family or for your career on the job. So one of the comments that was made back when it was published was that it was a very helpful and recommended guide for people due to the nature of modern society. And I'm paraphrasing the comment, due to the stressful way in which we're having to live our day each and every day in 1952. Now, I'm not laughing at 1952. 1952 had its own set of complexity. But I think about the stresses and strains of today, the here and now, and I think about everything that impinges upon us as individuals and the access that everything else around the world has to us is unprecedented. Unprecedented. In 1952, and that was before I was born, by the way, if I wanted to make a phone call, I had to go find a payphone or some business willing to let me use their phone. Today, we have things that are like mini computers, supercomputers in our pockets that are telephones. And we can reach out and touch people through voice, through texting, through email, all sorts of ways. And we have different types of alerts that this device in our pocket alerts us to something that needs our attention. So we have more than could have been thought of at that point in time in 1952, impinging upon us each and every second. I am reminded of a commercial. Actually, I think some of the commercials today are banal or trivial, but there are a few commercials out there that do catch my attention, and I think they are very cleverly done. They say very little, but accomplish in achieving their message to us by doing so. And this one commercial is a young man sitting on the beach, and you can hear the waves coming in, and it's just very peaceful. And he's having his favorite beverage, whatever that was, on the beach. And suddenly the phone rings and he's distracted. You can see a frown come across his face. And he picks up his phone, walks over to the shoreline, and he throws it as far as he could out into the ocean. He valued his privacy and his peace more than he did the interruption that the phone brings. So, I equate that with stress and strain that comes into us through all sorts of channels. And, we need that time for meditation, for just opening our minds up and thinking. But we want to develop the positive attitudes that will empower us to achieve the things that we need to be doing for ourselves and our family. And that's not necessarily easily done. When we think about ourselves, the question I would ask you is, do you have a positive image of yourself? Are you able to easily communicate with others and maintain that positive image of yourself while engaging with others in the simplest of activities or the most complicated of activities? The power of positive thinking about yourself and about how you engage with others and about situations may dictate whether you're going to be successful or not, presently or at some point in the future. And that's a key point. What you're doing today and your mental attitudes as you do them has a direct bearing of what you're able to accomplish in the future. Think of the future as the place that you want to be in or at, a physical place that you want to be. And all the things that are there waiting for you, because it is the future, is there in a positive way waiting to embrace you. Are you going to set up that positive place by thinking negatively? Are you going to set up that positive place by complaining and being angry? No. You've got to find that central place in yourself right now in the here and now where you're at peace and you think positively about what it is you're doing. Because literally, as I said a moment ago, everything that you do in the here and now sets up the possibility of the future. And you want that future to be positive. So you can affect change in a positive way. You can be that mover and shaker in your own life and in your professional life as you engage with others and achieve that future state. But literally, we have to think about what it means to affect change. There's two things that literally exist in the universe. It's matter and energy. And I have a physics background. I've worked as an engineer and in aerospace and defense industry for many, many years, most of my career. And we dealt with this sort of thing all the time, the laws of physics and what we could do and what we can't do. I'm not talking about all of that. However, I know that you must be energetic to accomplish anything. Work is really described as force through a direction, right? Or the time rate of using energy is power. So in order to affect change, you have to do what my mother-in-law said to me back in the 90s. You have to get up and get busy. You have to use energy. You have to use that energy in a purposeful way to affect change. In other words, in order to affect change, you have to be powerful. Now think about that. The time rate of using energy is power. And to affect change in your life, you have to get up and get busy. You have to be powerful in a positive way. And I don't know of anything more important than that. If you approach the task at hand with a negative attitude, or you're feeling sorry for yourself, or you think the world is against you, those are going to be barriers stood up in front of you, preventing you from being all that you can be and achieving all that you would like to achieve in a positive way that would be meaningful to you and your family and also to the company that you work for. So in other words, to affect change and to think positive, the power of positive thinking, it allows you to become powerful. It allows you to direct your attention in a very positive way, create plans that are good for you and good for the people around you and the company you work for. And then you get up and get busy. You use that energy in a very laser focused way to accomplish those things that you need to accomplish today to set up the future that you want to be in, that you want your family to be in, and that you want your company to be in. So this is something that's very, very important. And I think Norman Vincent Peale really had it right. It starts with you looking inward and affecting change within yourself. Change your attitudes from negative to positive. It's not enough to be neutral. You have to have a zeal about life. You have to have a zeal about what you're doing to want to do it, to spend the energy and the effort to make things happen, to achieve the things that you want to achieve, and that so that future state will be where you want to be. So if you want to be powerful, you got to get up and get busy, as my mother-in-law said. You have to take control of your life and not be at the whims of others. You see, if you don't get up and get busy and do it in a positive way, you're going to be there waiting for others to affect change that might not be for your benefit, that might not take you to the place that you want to be. So why not now affect that change in your life, in the way you view yourself in a positive way? And then when you look outward, you look at the potential of what could be, not what is negative about you that would prevent you from achieving anything. You see, if we think, no, I can't because, the rest of that story is it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You won't achieve. I'm here to tell you, it starts with you thinking good things, thinking well about yourself, thinking that, yes, I can, if only given a chance. And then you do the carpe diem thing. You seize the day and you make it happen, because you're not going to let others make those decisions for you. You're going to seize the day, make positive changes inside so that you can make positive changes going forward to be in that future place that you want to be. So take control of your life. Everything you do now affects your future in a very positive or negative way. Why not make it positive? by practice the premise of positive thinking. And with that, my friends, I wish you the best. Please know you're always on my mind. I'll see you in the next episode. All the best.